just been vacated, but it's the skill level goes into it. Now they have a little bit more quickness in the backcourt than they've had in a while with Grant and Atkins. But Cooley steps in for Harangoti, Dragovic steps in for Abramitis. Martin is a very good shooter, but the other night I watched him against Cincinnati, and the difference in the game was, they were 5 for 27 or 28 from the three, and Cincinnati made it, they didn't. But they had half of their shots were open looks that didn't go down, and thus they get beat.
You talked about using this, you're trying to gear up for February and get everything in order. What is it about this part of the schedule? It might be a little bit softer, no ranked teams, that will help you do that?
Well, I don't ever consider any team in the Big East soft because, Notre Dame can beat anybody on a given night. If Notre Dame's shooting the ball well, they'll beat anybody. I think you found that at DePaul. DePaul is no longer an easy game, and Syracuse and Providence were deadlocked at halftime. So especially with us, certain games don't figure and certain games do. So there's nothing about this part of the Big East schedule that's soft. I don't think the Big East is soft anymore.
With classes coming back up and kind of this period of having time to work extra on things, did you get accomplished what you wanted to during this period?
I think so. I think we've made some strides in certain areas that we've been able to work on. But the players got a lot of rest too, which is important because they didn't have the daily routine of academics that they had to deal with.
Did you do anything for Kevin's confidence? He gets more playing time than they played.
Yeah, I think he's ready to play more and more. We're trying to play him in multiple positions now. He's getting more comfortable.
What do you want Peyton to do that he's not doing here? What do you see?
He's fine with me. I have no gripes. He lost the ball a few times dribbling off his foot, but he's done that since he's been here. So he can get in the way of his dribble sometimes, but outside of that, he's fine with me. I have no gripes at all.
This being one of only 3 home games this month, this would seem to be a really important game to win, not discounting any others.
I think any home loss is of great magnitude. That's why losing to Georgetown was a big hit for us. In terms of winning the league, if you're trying to win the Big East and you lose at home, it's a major setback because the nature of our schedule this year has really been a lopsided one. You're playing all the top-level teams on the road. And, we didn't expect Seton Hall to be number 3 in the country in the RPI, and you're playing them on the road. Cincinnati's playing great, West Virginia, Pittsburgh, Syracuse, Marquette, all on the road. So that we know that's a death march, and losing that opening game was very difficult for us.
So we're at multiple positions, so maybe see him at small forward?
I don't think you'll see him this game at small forward, but we are playing in practice. I think it's going to take a little bit of time for that.
Is that to give Kyle more of a breather? He seems to be the one who's out there the most.
Yeah, I think I'd probably, if I had to give him a breather, go with Chris Smith more so than Kevin right now. But down the road, I think Kevin can play that position.
Wayne losing any weight this week? See.
Wayne's going to be a struggle. The more it's been, I'm more disappointed that I didn't pay more attention to it because he's sitting at the scorer's table each day, and I didn't put a lot of attention to it. So I think Wayne's. I don't think you'll see a whole lot of him this year. I really don't. He does not look good, and I think if anything, he could be ready by the Big East tournament. The shape he's in right now is not good. And remember, now he hasn't played basketball since March. So it'll be a full year by the time he steps on the court competitively. That's a long time not to play. It's one thing to get into shape. It's one thing to get your body fat down. It's one to learn the plays or anything, but he hasn't played basketball in a year. He looks like he hasn't played in a long time.
Is it also tough to try to integrate a guy that late in the season where there's so much maybe continuity on the court?
No, because we need his position. He could back up Kyle right now and give us some minutes. get Cal's, minutes down, and maybe he'll start playing better basketball if he gets a little bit of a rest from time to time.
So with that being said, there's no consideration to not playing Wayne? Like, once he gets to the point where physically he's ready to play, he'll play him? Yeah,
I don't know when that would be, though. I think it's a long, long way off. I think he may get cleared by the doctor next week, but he's not ready to step on the court and play.
Is he meeting with the doctor next? Does he have an appointment
next week?
That could be cleared to practice
Yeah.
full scale?
But he's not ready to practice. He can probably sub in for 10% of practice, but that's about it.
Because he's in bad shape.
He's in very poor shape.
Do you see the offense improve as time goes on with guys like, Kevin getting more experience, Rock getting more experience as far as playing with these guys and kind of gelling?
Yeah, I think the offense is fine. I have a problem with the defense. I think the offense will do some good things. I don't think certain individuals are playing great basketball because I think they're not great off the bounce guys, but I think the offense is okay. I think it's our defense is a problem.
What about the defense? I thought the defense played well against St. John's.
They did, but if you're talking about the St. John's game in specific, we played very good defense in that game.
Is it still the problem of, containing the dribble?
I think ball containment's a problem. I think blocking out is a problem. I think we give up too many second shots. I think ball pressure is a little bit of a problem.
Have you seen the end of that Western game last night?
I just saw it on ESPN, the clip of 6 guys being on the floor.
Is that shocking to you that could happen?
And nobody noticing it, yes. I think that the announcers didn't notice it, the coaches didn't notice it, nobody noticed it. That's almost impossible.
Ken McDonald fired today. A lot of the guys who've come up with guys who maybe have coached or played for you. Is there anybody who...
I'm not interested in
No.
talking like this. I mean, guys, body is not even warm from being fired. You talk about replacements. I think I have no interest in talking about Western Kentucky.
You touched on about a week ago, maybe a little more about the cohesiveness of the team. Do you see it getting better? You talked it was going to take some time.
I thought we played very well in St. John's. I thought we played 36 minutes of good basketball. I think Shane, offensively, Shane missed a lot of easy buckets inside that would have led to a higher percentage offensively. But I think our defense, anytime you hold a team to 14%, played good. But I thought our transition was excellent. Converting from one foul line to foul line was as quick as we've been all season, and that was good.
Not to belabor the point, you had said earlier when the assistant staff was made that they were here for 2 years, that was the contract. If a job came open and one of the guys was in contention, would they be allowed to talk?
What did I just say to you about the job? Did you not hear what I just said to him?
I did.
So why were you bringing that up? We're talking basketball. I'm not
just
talking.
wondering if that...
No, because you got to take everything out of context. Just like I was telling you about the precious president. Every day I enjoy my work, and I have a long time until 2017. And when I go home, I see I gave a retirement date. So everything gets taken out of context. I'm not going to play that game anymore with you guys, and not you guys in particular. Just was ridiculous. I said no retirement date. That was a joke. I was talking about how much I'm enjoying my job, and I work every day as if it's my last, and just having fun with it. And I don't look to the future. And suddenly I go home and it's all over ESPN. I set a retirement date. So stop asking me questions that I have no interest in. I'd love to talk basketball. If you're interested in our team, I'll talk all you want. But I'm not interested in my assistants leaving after 3 months.
You're pretty tight with Mike Brady, right? I mean,
I coached him as a camper at 5-star many years ago.
I was wondering if you talked to him at all. His roster has kind of gone through the same injuries and sicknesses here and there, just kind of freak things. Have you talked to him at all about managing that kind of stuff?
With all injuries, I was saying the other day about the great job that Kevin Willard's doing. We probably have had more injuries and more missed practices than any team in the country. But that being said, if you look at what Kevin Willard had to go through last year with injuries, in terms of, we've had concussions, ankle sprains, things of that nature, ACL, which is very serious. He's had a player lose his life and brought back to life and being shot, besides breaking his foot. So those type of injuries you have to really overcome. So he's done a brilliant job with that, and certainly we all in this business have bad luck with injuries, but it's the ones that can survive the injuries and get healthy are the ones that get better as the year goes on.
Offensively, shooting percentage from behind the arc is down this year. Anything offensively that is a reason that you would say?
I think Preston Knowles, I think he was the best three-point shooter on the team. And I think what happened was people keyed on Preston and left Kyle and Chris not alone, but they concentrated more on Preston, and rightfully so. Now you don't have Preston, and they concentrate on Chris and Kyle, so that's why their percentages are down.
Is that something they can overcome?
Well, they're not off the bounce guys. I mean, so it's they've got to move more without the basketball, and they got to create more defensively to get out in the open court.
Anything else, Coach?
All right, guys. See you tomorrow. Sorry, I only had 2 questions for you.
We'll have Gordy in here